Hello everyone. It's been a rainy Tuesday morning, so I thought I'd come out here onto the fourth green and try and dispel some of the information I've been hearing floating around the golf course. This green in particular, people keep telling me that putts are faster uphill than they're downhill. And a lot of you out there believe that there is a grain influence here at Paramount. We've set up some experiments out here to kind of dispel and take care of that. Even before we go into that, the types of grass we have here at Paramount don't have grain to any real degree. The grass that we have is poana with some bent, and that grass, if maintained correctly, and our superintendent always maintains it correctly, that grass grows straight up so that you have very smooth, very healthy playing surfaces. Okay? The reason why everyone thinks that it's faster going up the slope here and slower going down the slope is because Tillinghast and lots of other designers are very tricky. They use objects out into the distance and hills that don't affect your putt to confuse you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through why it is that you're thinking this is faster and show you that it really isn't faster, and we're also going to go through a shorter putt that you'll see break when the putt looks like it's straight. So hang on tight and let's bust some myths here at Paramount.
All right, so here we have the infamous fast uphill putt on the fourth green. This is from the front of the green into the middle of the green. This is where everyone thinks that this putt is faster than it actually is. And the next screen that we're going to see is the infamously slow downhill putt on the other side. Now what's really going on here is you're not perceiving the correct amount of slope when you're looking at both of these putts. The back of the green from the front of the green looks very uphill, and when you're standing on the other side, the back of the green makes it feel like it's very downhill going into the front of the green. When we get a different perspective and we start seeing this from the side, you'll notice that this slope isn't all that severe. This is the view from the uphill, and we can see that it's not very uphill. And then we look here on the view from the downhill side, and this isn't all that downhill. In fact, what you'll see from the next two pictures is that the slope going uphill and the slope going downhill are exactly the same amount when measured from these two different positions. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of a test. What we've done here is measured 8 feet on either side of the hole. And it might be worth noting right now, when you take a very close look here at the grass, you can see that none of these leaves are really laying down in a certain direction. There is no grain pattern here. These bits of grass are cut and they are as straight up as they could possibly be, with a little bit of fold over and in no discernible direction. Okay, so for the speed tests, we're going to be dropping each one of the balls from this 0 mark so that they should all have the same amount of speed as they roll out. All right, so we saw how that rolled, and this is the result of 3 trials. Only one of these balls actually got to the hole. The other 2 ended up short. Now let's flip around the other side and see what's happening. All right, now here we have the results from the downhill test. And you can see that all of these balls have traveled well past the hole. And you can also see from the video that those balls were moving much faster as soon as they were hitting the slope and coming down. This is just the effect of the slope. There is no grain effect here. This is all slope. Okay, so for our last little bit here, we're going to be looking at a putt that's on the front half of the fourth green. This putt is mostly uphill. By looking at it here, it would be really easy to say to someone that this was a dead straight putt. But what we are going to actually find is that this ball will move slightly right to left because of the small amount of slope that is right to left here. It would be real easy to conflate this as a grain effect, but what you will see is there is some slope here. It's not very much. It's 0.6% of a degree. This really isn't a lot of slope, but you will see that this ball is going to move a little bit at the end, and if you're not playing for that little amount of break, it's easy to miss a putt on the low side. Perfect. I want to thank everyone who took the time to watch this video. I hope that it was informative and helpful for you. Please, when you're out on the golf course, spend your time worrying about where the slopes are and doing your best to accurately evaluate and assess them. Don't worry about the grain because there isn't any out there. It's not going to affect whether or not your putts go in. Reading the slopes accurately is really going to affect whether or not your putts go in. Best of luck out on the golf course. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thanks, and have a great day.